Surrender is the letting go of the how so God can move. Boldness is trusting the what, even when you can't see the rest. Welcome to or welcome back to The Experienced Life. I'm Rai Gethers, and thank you for joining me on my channel where we talk about faith, growth, and intentional living. I post videos here on YouTube every other Tuesday. I know many of you are also on paths of self-discovery, change, and growth. This series is about being real with where I am and where God is leading me and everything in between. My prayer is that as I open up, you find your own pieces of your story in mine and feel encouraged to keep pressing forward no matter where you are on the journey. It's about progress, not perfection, just like these videos. Today, I wanted to share more on the major themes in my life: surrender and boldness. I know. Get ready. So, let's talk a little bit about what surrender really means. When we hear the word surrender, it can feel heavy, like we're giving up or losing something. But I've come to learn that surrender isn't about weakness, it's about strength. Surrender is letting go of the how so God can move. It's saying, I'm going to release my tight grip on the details, on the outcome, on the timing, because I trust that there's a bigger plan unfolding. So I told you guys before, there was more to the story about me moving to DC. December 2022, God had told me to move to DC when I was here visiting on a work/personal trip for a couple of days. And I knew I wanted to move to Texas. I just knew it. I have been planning and plotting a move to Texas for a very long time. I've researched Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, you name it, I've looked into it. If there were Black women, Black men with great music, good food, tech scene, and I could have a job and have fun, I was in there. If it was in Texas, I didn't think it was going to be anywhere else. I thought New York, maybe LA, okay, maybe back home to Memphis, but not DC. So when I came here on that trip, I was walking on the wharf and God told me clear as day, like, to come home. And I was like, oh no, I could never live here because one, the cost of living is astronomical. Two, it's cold here. Y'all see I got on this little sweater. I love comfort anyway, but it is cold. And I've never lived in a place where we got true winters. I am from down south. Like, snow days to us is when it gets icy, okay? But God had really told me to move here. And I literally was so disobedient. I was like, no. I kept planning and plotting a move to Texas. And last year, God blessed me with the opportunity to get my dream job, which I thought was just perfect timing, right? It was going to be it. I was leading a team of designers for a company in a completely different industry that I had never worked in. So it required me to learn all these new skills, and I was so on it. But it was allowing me to literally set this company up to brand their digital footprint from scratch. Talk about the dream of a lifetime. And I got to do it being just myself. Funny enough, someone called me, they were a colleague of mine, and they knew that I really wasn't looking for a role or to leave where I had been. And they were like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you about an opportunity. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this opportunity. They sent me another text. Hey, I just wanted to make sure I let you know the opportunity is X amount of pay range. It's pretty cool industry. So now I'm intrigued because this was around the dollar amount that I was looking for. I just wanted to see. I never worked in this industry and I love to be a forever learner. So I literally was like, okay, let's see what happens. So I get into this industry, decide that we talk on the phone. So what happens is we get on the phone literally like within an hour of these text messages, and the person is telling me all about the company, what the pay range is, what the skill sets they're looking for, what is going to be the goal. Like, here we are, let's do this. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, yeah, I would like to be set up for an interview. And they were like, oh, no, Ray, this is the interview. We didn't really want to interview you because we know that we want you. Okay. Color me shocked and surprised. I'm now like going to make over six figures in this different industry by a text message that just came on a random day. And I was already, guys, if we're honest, I was kind of at my like wit's end at my current position, just due to some like managerial stuff. And I was like, I don't really know if this is for me. Like, I had been in my current job for a couple of years. I really, really love it. I love the work that we do. I love how impactful it is. But honestly, the management at the time had me thinking like, this is not where I wanted to be. And I can come back to that story because there's so much there too. But I was really like, all right, let's see. And I was like, I got to pray about it first. You're going to pray it down, okay? So they were like, Father God, and like they busted out in prayer right there. And I was like, oh, y'all really want me for this job? I've never seen anything like it. But I was like, no. They're like, seriously, no, please go take all the time you need to like pray, figure it out. Like, the window is not urgent, but we do have a need. We want to fill it and we want you to be it. And I was like, wow, okay. Well, fast forward a year plus, not even a year plus. I'm sorry. Fast forward a year plus, we're here. But fast forward almost a year and my whole team gets laid off from this job. Yep, we're all gone. Literally, we were in a meeting one day. We just started reviewing some goals and all the things that were coming up for our team and our department. And literally, within a couple of hours, I got a phone call from our VP. And literally, he was just like, I hate to do this, but I'm letting you and your team go. We had to alert you first, being the lead. We will alert the rest of the team. And within 10 minutes, I was blocked from all communications. My phone was bricked. My computer was gone. I got no work for a portfolio. I had no insights for all the research and work we had done. I didn't even have the time to communicate like with my team members that reported to me to be like, hey, guys, I'm so sorry this is happening. This is what's happening, blah, blah, blah. It was none of that. Literally, we're all out the door. And right after that, my phone was ringing. I was in complete distress. And I just didn't know what to do. And right after that, I was like, okay, God, well, how does this move happen? What is this? Now, I had already surrendered to moving to DC at this point. Excuse me. I had already surrendered to moving to DC at this point. And I had heard God say, come move faster. But I was like still moving in my own time, trying to control all the details. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt overwhelmed by doing that. So in this move, God was like, hey, I hear you, I see you, I want you to move to DC. 60 days. And it wasn't until I said, okay, God, I surrender this to you. This is yours. You clearly got plans for me, and hey, you can have them. That is when things started to fall into place. And not because I was doing more, but because I was doing less and trusting God more. We often think surrender is scary, but we don't know what's on the other side. But honestly, trying to control everything is far heavier than releasing it. Think about it. How many times have you stayed up at night worrying about all the things you trying to control? Your weight, your finances, ooh, what these people think of you. Whoop, you got to do XYZ tomorrow. You got to do it before it's too late. Think about it. For me, it was constantly wondering, how would I manage to make everything happen to make sure everything was perfect? Chef's kiss, okay? But God was calling me to let it go. Let go of the how so he could step in. What is the one area in your life where you're holding on to the how? Like, what would it look like if you just let it go? Now, here's the thing. Surrender doesn't mean that we sit back and do nothing, okay? We got to play a part in this. There's another side to this, and this is where the boldness comes in. Boldness is trusting the what, even when you can't see the rest. Boldness is trusting the what, even when you cannot see the rest. It's about stepping into what God has already called you to, even when the path isn't clear, even when you don't know what's next. When I said yes already and gave God the okay for the 60 days, I had no idea what was coming. Like, I did not have all the answers. And again, I told you last video, I still don't. I am just trusting the what's and the purpose behind what we're doing here, okay? And you should too. Trust the what. Trust the what. Trust the what. I don't, and I still do not. I didn't. I don't. I had to reiterate that. I don't got the full roadmap. I don't have it. I want to though. But I know the what. And I knew like this what that God had already called me here for was something bigger. And that's what boldness is. Moving with confidence because you already know the details, because you trust in the bigger picture. Boldness often requires us to face our fears. It's stepping into our unknown, trusting again that God will meet us there. And that's what the beauty is. When we're bold enough to act, God is going to move in ways we couldn't even imagine. I know I told you this last video, but I have to really rehash this. God will continue to move in the ways that we couldn't even imagine. Right now, as I continue to tell you guys my story, this is a bold move for me because I don't know about content creation for real. I am just here doing what God told me to do, and that's telling my story, but also showing, operating in my boldness that He has equipped me to. I am not the best at this, okay? I'm still learning the tricks of the trade, when to post, how to post, all the things. And honestly, I'm just posting because that's what God told me to do. I'm not going to make it all fancy, even though I wish I could. I want to, because that's the designer in me, right? I want to give you guys the best experience. I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to do that. But I'm boldly trusting God that these videos will reach who they need to reach, and I'm being obedient in that. And that is my step of boldness. I also hope that this opens doors for me just to continue to be myself, just to touch other people. I want to help other people move just as boldly and swiftly into their gifts as He's given me, because I truly know and believe that that's what my purpose is on this earth. God has given me a special set of gifts to just literally talk to people and help bring out the best in them. I'm a visionary. I have clear purpose, and that is to be a light and to shine it wherever He sends me. So hopefully, again, you will step boldly into this, because how you continue to trust God in the boldness is like what really leads to doors opening, or you're getting that new clarity. So my question here is, where do you need to take a bold step? Even if you don't have all the answers, where do you need to do? Where do you need to go? What do you need to trust? The beautiful thing about this is that surrender and boldness are not opposites. They work together. Let me tell y'all, when I realized this messed me up. Messed me up, okay? I thought that I needed to just literally surrender. And that was like, be still, trust God, know God, right? But He's also asking me to continue to work in my faith and in my plans, like that are His plans, because they're now His, because I have aligned them with Him, okay? Like, it really messed me up that these two things work together, because He's asking me to truly, 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 like, make room for boldness. When we surrender, we make room for boldness. And when we're bold, we show God that we are trusting Him enough to take action for us, okay? Surrender is creating space for faith. When I surrender my plans, my timeline, my how, God had room to move. Took away all my and he moved on his own and got me here in 60 days. It was like he was just waiting for me to say, okay, I'm letting go, so he could step right on in and do what only he can do. Because he's a what? A way maker, okay? Problem solver is what he is. Think of the surrender like releasing the reins on a horse. You're still on the ride, but you're allowing the horse, the one who knows the path, to guide you. Boldness is trusting that the horse knows where it's going, even if you don't. But also remember that the horse got the blinders on. They are focused. And you are there. You are still riding. You still got a little bit of the reins, but you have to release. Because if you hold on too tight, you're now messing it up. You're making the horse lose focus. So surrender. Because again, the boldness is trusting that the horse knows where it's going, even if you don't. Boldness shows that we trust in his provision. Every time we take a bold step, we're saying, hey, God, I trust that you're going to meet me here. It's like the stepping stone in a path that only gets clear as you continue to move forward. I promise you it is. So I know we're all stepping into the unknown right now with new ventures, even as we show up in our faith, for our health, for ourselves, more transparency, more love, and more respect. I want you to leave with this thought. Where can you surrender and show up more in your life? What bold step can you take in the midst of this surrender? What does it look like for you? Do you know? It's okay if you don't. But I would love if you do. Drop a comment below and share your story. I love to hear how you're navigating this surrender and boldness in your journey, or some things that you want to know about boldness and surrender. If this video has resonated with you, please share it with someone else who needs the reminder. As always, please stay connected. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, because the experience life is my true active boldness and my surrender to the Lord. And I hope it helps you in some place. Wherever you are in your journey, it doesn't matter. I hope you're finding inspiration on your own journey of designing this life on your own terms. I love you. I mean it. Thank you again for joining me here. This is your life. Make it an experience one. Peace, y'all. Oh, and let me tell you, the other video hit 150 views. Thank you guys. Every milestone is a milestone is a milestone. I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you for that. There will be more videos to come, more shorts. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rai Gethers and visit me at theexperiencelife.com for more blog posts, worksheets, and any other things that you just want to see. If you got any suggestions, or even if you want to come and be a podcast guest, please let me know on there and we can make it happen. Again, love you, mean it. See you every other Tuesday. Peace.